Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, everybody, to our weekend Sunday morning for many of us. Some are in your afternoons or evenings. Welcome, Nancy, Dawn, and Bev. Great to see you all. Andrea, Siobhan, welcome back. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Jen. Hello. We are in the same time zone. I am Natalie, spiritual life coach and Reiki Master Teacher, and I live in Mexico right now. So you can see the beautiful mountains behind me. I am at a mile-high elevation here on the biggest lake in Mexico, in paradise. So, always excited to be here for our weekly live stream where we will be doing a collective card reading, and guidance will come through, and then we'll be doing Reiki and Ancestral Clearing to close the session. It is guided in sort of a meditation style format. So if you are new to me and you care to say hello, or you can even give an emoji in the chat, and I know many of you already, so glad to see all of you wherever you're joining from in the world. Acknowledge you for taking this time for yourself to slow down, settle in, receive, and hopefully have some fun. So I've already drawn a couple of our cards, and we'll get deeper into that in a minute. Please don't forget to follow me here on Insight Timer. You can also give a donation if you feel called through the app. And I have a number of free and premium guided meditations. You can also join my group here, Natalie's Healing Circle, where we can stay in touch outside of the live streams. Hello, Samantha. Yes. I woke up and did my morning breath work, meditation, had my mushroom coffee and my raspberry and banana smoothie. And here we are. And my cold shower. Can't forget about my cold shower. Thank you, Wendy, for the donation. You know, I'm in long-term addiction recovery, and I don't know if I saw somebody or read something, but somewhere, I was watching BoJack Horseman. Who all has seen that show on Netflix? It's a cartoon, but it's so profound and confronting. So yeah, in one of the scenes they're getting drunk, and the way that they drew the characters, like they were totally passed out, and like one of them woke up with a hangover, and I was just remembering that used to be my life. Every single day I would wake up like that. I'd wake up and throw up and smoke a bunch of marijuana to start my day, and then I just smoked pot all day long, and then started drinking in the afternoon or evening. Yeah, so I just got this real deep felt sense of thank God I don't live that way anymore. I know many of you in my community are also in recovery, so perhaps you can relate. And now, my mornings are waking up, at 6 or 6:30 a.m. and doing pranayama followed by meditation. And morning is my favorite part of the day, and getting to be here with you. So just very grateful. Mushroom coffee, yes, it's a thing, Bev. It's not psychedelic mushrooms, it's medicinal mushrooms. So over here in this side of the world, it's all the rage. So it's mushrooms mixed with coffee. So you get the caffeine and you get the mushroom benefits. I've got some live streams coming up I'm really excited about that I'm going to share with you. Welcome, Andrea. Welcome. And I forgot I can now put up these cards here so you can follow me there. Thank you for the donation. You can, if anybody else cares to, you can make a donation there, and you can do that anytime in the live stream. So my next live stream will be on August 5th, and it's called What If It's Not Too Late to Create the Life You Really Want? And that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so a little bit later in the day. And we're really going to dive into this idea because so many of us think I'm too old, it's too late. If it's about starting a new endeavor, if it's a career, or maybe leaving a marriage or something like that already, leaving that. So we're going to dive deep into that. So follow me, RSVP that you'll attend, and then you'll get a notification that the live's going to start. Thank you, Siobhan, for the donation. Great, Bev, Andrea. And also, if anybody cannot join live, please follow me on my YouTube channel, and all my replays are going to be there. And right now, this is also being streamed live on YouTube. So if you want to switch over there or watch the replay, whatever, of course, please stay in here. This is the best place to be, and there's other options. And you can follow me Facebook, Instagram, check my website. I just have updated my Insight Timer teacher profile with a new description. I tried to add a new photo, but I don't think they're going to approve it. Yeah, hi Kat, thank you. Yes, I'm much better, and there's still a little residual stuff going on. So yeah, I've got a couple new, just topics for live streams, and we're just going to dive deep because we did one last week called Letting Go Without Giving Up. Who all was here for that? That was super powerful and profound. So I'm expanding, evolving, as we all are. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So yesterday I did my first recording for my Insight Timer course that I'm creating called The End of Self-Gaslighting. So I've created a recording booth in my home. I already have some experience with audio editing because of my meditations here on Insight Timer, so I got to pull out all those skills and record the intro for my course. So really excited. It's a 21-day course, so You know, it's not going to be finished tomorrow and perfect time. It will come out. You'll continue to hear. And if that topic interests you, the end of self-gaslighting, I have a 2-page resource that can really benefit you on how do you do that, you know, before the course comes out, if you want to learn a bit more on how you can start feeling better from experiencing the effects of self-gaslighting, what that is, and then how to manage it and move through it. Send me a private message and I'll get that to you. So we're going to open with a Michael Singer card, as usual. If you don't know who Michael Singer is, speak up and I'll tell you, but most of you that know me know him. And I drew this card for a coaching client the other day, and I felt just to keep this one for our live stream as well. And it says, nothing ever is worth closing your heart over. Nothing ever is worth closing your heart over. And if you know Michael Singer, then you'll be like, oh yeah, of course. And if you don't, I will tell you, Catherine. Hello, Allie. So Michael Singer is best known for this book, The Untethered Soul, so most of you have heard of that. So that's the 5-second description of who that person is. He's also written Living Untethered and The Surrender Experiment, which are all wonderful books. So when he says nothing ever is worth closing your heart over, what does that bring up for you? Are you like saying that's bullshit in your mind? Or are you saying, oh my God, that's absolute truth? Or something in between? Nothing is ever worth closing your heart over. Does that make sense? And if you don't know his work or don't know it very well, what could the benefit of never closing your heart be? Yeah. It can definitely be a challenge. That's an understatement, Bev, for sure. Siobhan feels a bit of a mixed feeling. So like the question is like, why would he say that, right? Why would that be true? Why would that be in The Untethered Soul as a quote? What happens when we close our heart? How does it feel on the inside? For me, it feels like constriction and contraction and tightness and resistance. So when we close our heart, that's the experience, no matter what we're closing it around or about. Yeah, so then, Bev, we close our soul to everything else. Kelly, yes. Shielding ourselves from the ability to fully experience joy, light, and the goodness of life. Beautiful. Hi, Anne. And Anne saying, you don't want to miss the love, light, and compassion that flows freely. So if we close our heart, that means that then we create a dynamic where we're closing not only to things we don't like and don't want, but closing to good things. Or I don't even want to say good. Enjoyable things, pleasurable things. Hi, Rochelle. Glad to have you. And, you know, Michael Singer, the way he teaches this is if we close our heart to something, we basically just store that energy inside of our heart and inside of our energetic field, our chakra system, our internal landscape. And when we close our heart to something, then whatever we closed to is stored inside, and it never goes away until we eventually release and relax and let go. So my guess is that's what he would say is why nothing's worth closing your heart over, because we store it inside. We store that pain, and then it just builds and builds and builds. And then we have this, you know, I imagine like a mountain of shit inside, energetic. And it never goes anywhere because we never gave itself or gave it the experience of allowing. We resisted it and pushed it away. So it's not going to go anywhere. And then the older we get, the more experiences we have. We store this up and it builds and builds. And then we get super easily triggered. And then it becomes more intense because this mountain of shit builds. So the first thing he says to do is stop putting new stuff inside. Stop storing new things inside. So like starting now, moving forward, when you go out into the world and say you're in traffic and then somebody cuts you off and you have that feeling, don't close your heart to that. Allow it. Allow the full breadth of the experience of that, you know, that feeling. Don't push it away. Don't push it down. Welcome it. Allow it. He says start with traffic and weather. And the first thing is stop putting new stuff inside. And he says once you get good at practicing with the small stuff, the old traumas and the old stuff we stuffed down will naturally come up by itself. And it'll be a perfect unfolding perfectly for you. Totally, Nancy. Yeah, especially Bev, if there's family or anyone we have a history with and we stored stuff inside that we didn't like or resisted, then it's all there. Yeah. Hi, Lady Peacock. Nice to see you. Do you ever wish you knew what you know now much earlier in life? I'm curious, what has you say that? That's a great question. And I'm just thinking about that, and anybody else that would care to answer that. Hi, Laura. Great to see you. Welcome. Yes, physical health. I mean, there's different places we can have challenges. And usually, it really can only be boiled down into 4 categories, like physical health, relationships, finances, and then like spiritual or self-development or the spiritual path. That's really the only things. You could put everything in one of those categories. And yeah, with physical health, we're so close to the experience, and it is possible to do this work with that too. Shalom, Drazel. Yeah, that's a great point, Kat. We might not feel ready for certain lessons, and they come regardless. And as far as, do I wish I knew now what I didn't know then? No, because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for what I know now. I was a different person that it doesn't match. It doesn't fit the version of myself in the past. I just didn't have the awareness. It wasn't there. So I wouldn't have been able to access this or be interested. So, I already drew a card from Sacred Rebels, our beautiful Sacred Rebels deck. And this is a very specific message called Releasing Allegiances. Look at these beautiful cards, or this beautiful card. I love the art. Yeah, trusting the path, everything happening in right timing. So I'm going to look at this is, quite a long description here. And I'm just going to pull out what feels really relevant. And like I said, this is going to be a very specific message for some of you. It might not fit for everyone. This is a collective reading. If you want a one-on-one reading, you can reach out for that privately. That's a service that I offer, along with the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing that I do as well. So it says, it is time to hold on to yourself and let go of another, even if just for a time. You've gained all that was meant to be from that connection, at least for now. You've given and you've received. The need to let go does not deny the value of what's been acquired. It's more that the time has come for greater productivity, creativity, abundance, and consciousness in your life. And it talks about stepping out of the frequency that you've been in so that you can rise, because where you've been at, it's the same vibration, the habits you've had, the relationships, you're like outgrowing them. So there's a relationship that this card is asking you to take a pause with. It might be forever or it might not. But taking a step back, releasing allegiance. It says, trust that you can step into solitude for a time without being consumed by loneliness. It's time to reconnect with yourself. So some of you may be in a codependent dynamic, either just like general codependency, or maybe with somebody with an addiction of any kind, or maybe somebody that's really like their life is just always drama, and like this person's turned to you for support, and you've been giving and giving, and you've lost yourself. So it's time for you to take a step back. It doesn't have to be forever. It may or may not be. It's a time for self-love, paying attention to yourself, nurturing, holding, and being with you. It doesn't mean you can't love another. It just means you need to turn your attention inwards for some quality time with you. And this is also confirmation that the work you've been doing on yourself is working for you. Your level of self-love is growing, and your ability to love consciously and healthily is increasing as a result. Some connections in your life will mature and blossom, and some are no longer relevant to your life journey. You will feel which category, each person is in. If you've been contemplating a change in lifestyle, enrolling in a class or joining a group, starting a project, or setting aside time to focus on your inner work, then this is a confirmation that you are to do that. That would be helpful. There is a situation that's recently arisen or will arise soon that you need to get back to yourself. Stand your ground. Somebody may come to challenge you about something, so stand your ground, have your own back. So Kat, you have a dynamic with another person. You're realizing that's their issues and not yours. Bev, it's funny because when you mentioned the extended family member earlier and then I started this card, I was like thinking, I wonder if this is going to be for Bev. So yeah, it could be any, a boss dynamic. That can get, if people have worked together for a long time, it can get really intertwined and codependent. Hello, Shishi. I'm not sure how to say your name. Wonderful. So that is releasing allegiances. And if anybody wants a description of this card or any of, I'm going to be doing light seers to clarify now. Send me a private message. I'll send the links to what I was reading. I also drew a Work Your Light card. And it says Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, and Teacher. So what this is saying is like, don't do this alone. Get support from your sisterhood. Doesn't matter your gender or whatever, but just your community. You might need to seek out a teacher. It might be some sort of spiritual community, shamanic community, something like that. Or you might want to enlist the help of, some sort of energy healer or spiritual life coach or whatever to help guide you so that you don't navigate this stuff alone. And then we're going to get some deeper clarification with Light Seers Tarot. Okay. And then we're going to get into the Reiki and energy clearing after that. So don't forget to give me a follow here if you don't already on Insight Timer. And you can follow me everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can check my website. So these two cards fell out. So we've got the Ten of Wands and the High Priestess. So this is just to me like confirmation of what I've just been saying. You've felt really burdened and alone with whatever this dynamic is for you. And this is collective, so it's going to be different for everybody. But regardless, there's been a heavy burden you've been carrying for a long time around this relationship dynamic, whatever it may be. And if there's not a person in mind, it could be just like a mindset, or it could be something in your relationship with yourself, like maybe, a pattern of shame or judging yourself or bad habits or addictions. So take how that resonates for you. But this is a card of really deep heaviness. And, the 10, it's a 10, so that's like the culmination. It's been carried for a very long time. You can see, this person's come alone down this mountain with all of these heavy bags. So it's felt very heavy. And then we've got the High Priestess. So what this is saying is kind of similar to that Sisterhood of the Rose card. And actually, you can't make this shit up, the word priestess is on here. So tapping into your connection with your higher self, with Source, you can see this beautiful column of energy going inward. So just remembering the truth of who you are, remembering your power. This High Priestess is so powerful. So this can be both you tuning into your own inner priestess or priest and getting support from, I just keep thinking like getting some sort of, like I do a relationship cord cutting, and I have a meditation on here that is that, might be something like that. And I also have, actually I'm going to put this up. I have a, if it's up here, this meditation in my premium tracks called Take Your Power Back from Them, Shamanic Healing. So some of you, if there's a dynamic where you feel powerless, so you can do this healing practice to take your power back. So I feel like this card is talking about doing those sorts of things, along with getting guidance from somebody else who can help you with that. Or even, like me, I help people with this stuff all the time. This is what I do for my work as a spiritual life coach. And I include the energy healing stuff, at times as appropriate, depending on what's called for. So it might be something like that, or it might be a group. This card is the sisterhood. So it might be a spiritual circle or community. Yeah, and at the bottom of the deck, the 8 of Cups. So you're going to be walking away from something, someone, some dynamic, and it's painful. So it's not just, you're not skipping into the sunset. This card is really heavy, walking away and feeling like you're leaving something behind. Maybe you won't feel like you get closure. And that's how endings are. We don't always get things, in this black and white, it's finished, it's over, immediately, it's done. The lack of feeling like there's a lack of closure, maybe that is the closure. Yep, I hear you, Bev. I'm just thinking about, I was in a connection this year in the recent past, and this person just wasn't showing up in the ways that I deserve. And so I sent them a message, like setting a boundary and saying, like, if you want to take this to the next level, you know, if you want to show up differently, like, because they had asked me to meet, and again, and I said, you know, if things are different, yes, but if nothing's changed, then no. And that's totally fine. You know, you're going to do what you're going to do. But I'm not available for this, and I'll need to take a step back, even though I'm still, you know, sending loving to you. And he didn't even acknowledge receipt of my message. So that could, to some people, feel like no closure because there was no reply, but the lack of reply is the closure. The no reply is the reply. Drazel, this is resonating. Yep, I hear you. You know, with my coaching clients, I often talk about this idea of what are you available for? So think about that. That takes the focus off of the other person, what they're doing or not doing, or what you wish they would do, or whatever, or stop doing. And it's like, wait a minute, what am I available for? You know, I chose, in my example, that I was not available for the connection as it was. Yeah, great. Siobhan Kelly. Yeah, actions are speaking sometimes. I'm going to look up this High Priestess on the Light Seers website. And, you know, usually there's always a, well, no, not usually. There's always affirmation, so I always like to look at that. Yeah, so this dynamic you're talking about, Bev, you know, it doesn't, like with my person, I still love him. It doesn't change that. And I love myself more. In the past, I would have definitely not done that. I would have stuck around for any of the crumbs, anything that they could give me, just so that I could have them in my life. But no, I'm not. My peace is worth more than that. It is not peaceful for me to have that person in my life in that way. I feel more at peace not having them in my life. Oh yeah, we've definitely talked about this card in this message before. Faith is laced in my intuitive heart, and I have the answers I seek. Faith is laced in my intuitive heart, and I have the answers I seek. So you going within for that guidance and going into with your higher self. And I also want to look up the Ten of Wands, because I know some of you mentioned just, you know, that heaviness. So the affirmation for this card is, I release my burdens to the ethers, and I trust the universe to help tend to the essentials. I release my burdens to the ethers, and I trust the universe to help tend to the essentials. So again, this message of you don't have to carry all this alone. You're not alone. You're not doing this alone. You can trust the universe. And if that message really resonates, listen to my live replay that I just did, the one that I talked about letting go. What was it? Letting go without giving up, I think it was called, but it was the last one. It's on my YouTube in my live replay section. That will really help you if this message is resonating. So the messages of this card are taking on too much, burdens, responsibilities, oppression, a chance to understand why you are taking on so much, finding yourself close to a successful outcome. So I'm just reading and I'm going to show y'all. So in traditional tarot, this is the Ten of Wands. So you can see how heavy this burden is. He's carrying all of these wands. So some of you feel like this. And part of that message is like you're almost to the finish line. You're feeling all this burden, but it's about to change. Like, just keep going a little bit more, get support, get help, inner support, outer support, upper support. So things are going to be changing soon. So, beautiful message. And we're going to go ahead and get into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. And again, if this has been helpful, please follow me here on Insight Timer. It helps me to grow on here. Give a donation as well if that's helpful. This is how I, support myself and make my living, is doing these sessions and seeing clients one-on-one. So it's appreciated if you feel called. And I also want to offer to those of you in my community, if you've never met with me one-on-one in session, the gift of a visioning session with me. So this can be really helpful, especially if you're feeling like in this energy. We look at where you are in your life and then where you want to go and what you want to create. And it's very powerful to help slow down and discern all of that in that space together. And it will leave you with clarity and direction on how to move forward. So that's a gift that I offer for those of you here in my community if you've never had a session with me before. So send me a private message if you feel that heart nudge to do so, and we will set that up. So we will go into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing now. I will do clearing around these specific themes as well as general clearing and the Reiki healing as well. Thanks, Drazel. Feel free to reach out. In Insight Timer, I think you can just click my picture and there'll be a place to send a message. Or if you're connected with me in other places on the internet, you can send me a message anywhere, or check my profile here and there's a link to my offerings and how to get in touch. So, all right. We'll go ahead and settle in. So, closing the eyes. And just taking a few centered breaths consciously. And just letting go. So tuning into the out breath. And if you could feel that 10 of Wands energy, just releasing that on the out breath. Anything where you feel burdened, weighted, heavy. As I activate the Reiki energy, and I am a channel for this energy, and your higher self will draw in the energy in the best way for you right now. So you don't need to do anything but relax and receive. And just let go of your burdens, tuning into Source, God, higher power, universe, and knowing that you're supported at all times, even if you can't see it or feel it. And just let go of your burdens. Let go whatever's come up for you today in the live stream, if it's around a specific person or dynamic that you're ready to let go of. Just let it go. You are not alone. Feel into the spiritual support team around you. All of your guides, ancestors, angels, archangels, animal totems, ascended masters, gurus, saints, gods, goddesses, and then Source itself. All here supporting you, guiding you, loving you. And I will do some silent ancestral clearing now. As the Reiki is being channeled, just relax and continue to receive. Infinite Creator, for the highest good, please lift out all weight, pain, burden, sin, death, debt, negativity, spells, hexes, curses, black magic, white magic, guilt, fear, shame, unworthiness, and limitation of all kind. Transform it into your love and let your love flow back in and through us, filling and giving us all complete peace, now and forever. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Please help us love and bless each other, love and bless ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. And if you have a person in your mind that has come up for you during this session, you can repeat the Ho'oponopono prayer. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And you can add in, I forgive myself. Thank you means thanking them for bringing up what's still unhealed within you. Thanking them for being a messenger of illuminating what's ready and still needing healing. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my part. I'm sorry for my own judgments. Please forgive me. I love you. I forgive myself. You can repeat this over and over. Imagine the person in front of you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I forgive myself. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I forgive myself. You can also do my relationship cord cutting meditation here in Insight Timer. You can do my master prayer here and my comprehensive abundance prayer, as well as my shamanic healing, take your power back from them, journey as well. So just coming back to the body and gently, slowly opening the eyes. Still breathing deeply, feeling into that breath. Again, don't forget to follow me if you care to. Give a donation if this was helpful. If you feel called to reach out for the gifted visioning session with me, send me a private message. If you've never had a session with me before, it is a gifted offering. I have just a few spots open for right now. And I also do the Reiki and clearing and card readings one-on-one as well. It's a powerful clearing and healing we had today, as well as a powerful message. Yes, of course, you can repeat, great question, Laura, Ho'oponopono constantly all the time if you want. That has been my practice in the past, and because I'm constantly in judgment, the mind is a judgment machine, so it's always judging. So if I saw I was judging somebody walking down the street or whatever, I would say, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. And just continuing to repeat that. So I'm going to go back to our Michael Singer card. Nothing ever is worth closing your heart over. And all of these practices and things help us to open our heart. Thank you, Drazel. Thank you, Allie and Tiffany, for the donations. Thank you, Siobhan. You're welcome. You are not alone. Somebody really gets to take that in today. You are not alone. Thank you, Kat. It was a wonderful co-creation. Oh, thank you, Bev. There is a donation button here on the screen you can use. Sometimes people prefer to donate in a different way. If you want to donate differently, you can send me a private message. And thank you. And I'm going to put this card up again. Oh, actually here's the donation card if anybody wants to donate in the app. I'm still getting used to having these things available to share during the live. Here's my follower card. Thank you, Allie, Nancy. And here is my next live stream, August 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern. What if it's not too late to create the life you really want? Thank you, Kelly, for the donation. My middle name is Marie. Thank you, J.E. Glad to see you. Lady Peacock, great to see you again. It's been quite a while. All right, well, happy Sunday. I think most everybody is in Sunday right now in the world that's joining. Thank you all so much. And same time next week, we'll be doing this same live stream format. And I will see you. I also have a live stream on August 7th. I'll put that one up. The pause that changes everything, who you were and who you're becoming. 2:30 p.m. August 7th, Eastern Time. And if you can't join live, all my live streams are in my YouTube channel. Follow me there, Facebook, Instagram, check my website, all of that. Great, Laura. Thank you, Bev. Craig, welcome. Thank you. And I will see you all very soon. Have a wonderful day.